it's Grandma Roseanne, and we're going to do something that's really old-fashioned. Now, I don't see it much here in California, but I see it all the time in the Midwest, and that's apple butter. Now, if you've never eaten apple butter, it is absolutely delicious. But if you think that we can make it now and you can eat it in an hour, very wrong. This is going to take 10 hours of cooking. 10 hours. But boy, I will tell you, when we are finished, it is magnificent. So what I'm going to start out with is 5 pounds of Granny Smith apples. Okay, after you core the 5 pounds of apples, then what you want to do is cut them in fourths and then cut them again. Now, I want you to notice I didn't peel them. And if you have made apple butter for years and you use your grandma's recipe and she peeled the apples, I'm really sorry about that because you don't have to peel them. They just dissolve. And there's more nutrients in them as well. So that's what we're doing here. I've got them all going into this slow cooker over here. And then we're going to add our beautiful spices to this. And this makes a lot of apple butter, you guys, but I'm going to can it. I can everything, and we can have apple butter anytime once we do this. You can something, and for those of you that can, you know that you can actually keep it for years. Years and years and years. Get those little bits of pieces out that didn't want to come out with the peeler. This is so beautiful in the fall, and that's usually when I like to make it, simply because the apples are at their peak and the weather is conducive because it's that crispness in the air, and I love that. Alrighty, we got all our apples in. Now we want 1.5 cups of sugar. And then we want 1/2 cup of brown sugar, which I already measured out. You know it always has to be packed down. So we want that. And when it comes out like that, like you can see it, then you know you packed it just fine, okay? Then we need some cinnamon, because cinnamon makes life better. Always makes life better. And you want 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And now we want some nutmeg. You want to be able to grind it, all right, yourself. You don't want to buy it already done because there's just too much of the flavor that's lost when you do that. Oh. So we're going to bring that over here, clean up a little bit of my mess. And this calls for, whoops, it calls for 1/4 teaspoon, which is quite a bit. So I'm just going to grind what I think would be about 1/4 teaspoon. Really does it flavor. I don't know those of you that make your homemade fettuccine, if you have ever, or if you have not ever put nutmeg into that sauce, you really want to try that. That is like spectacular. Then we need 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. There. And about 1/2 cup of water. And you get a big spoon here. going to mix it up really good. Get all the flavors going. And then we're going to put this crock pot on high for 2 hours. And then we're going to let it come to a very high heat in that 2 hours, then reduce it to low, and it'll be on low for another 5 hours. So, you're right, we're at 7 hours. Roseanne, where'd that other 3 hours come from? Well, I'm going to show you. Or actually, I think I'm just going to tell you, simply because once we do this, I want you to have all of the information. Because other than cooking time, we are done. It doesn't get any easier than this. And I'm telling you, if you go to somebody's home and you want to take a nice little gift, this is a beautiful gift to take. It really is. It's homemade, it's wonderful. Something most people don't have, and probably would really thoroughly enjoy. 1 minute. All right, so we have all of our beautiful spices in there, the cinnamon and sugar and the apple cider vinegar, a little splash of water, everything that you need in there, brown sugar. Now you just want to put it in your crock pot, and you're going to put it on high. And like I said, we're going to leave it on high for 2 minutes with the lid on. Now you want to be sure to keep that lid on because you want to hold as much moisture as you can inside of here. It's really, really important for you. Now, my son, who cooks a lot, said, Mom, just do it in the Instant Pot. It'll be done in an hour and a half. I said, no. He said, Mom, it'll be just as good. I said, no. I said, I have an Instant Pot, but I think that there are certain things that require time to really pull out the essence of what you're doing. I really believe that. I make an Italian spaghetti sauce, and I could do it in the crock pot in probably an hour, but it's on my stove for 9 hours. But I will tell you, the flavor development in those 9 hours is to die for. So I'm more than willing to let this go for 2 hours. Then I'm going to remove the top. Then it's going to cook for another 5 hours. And then I'm going to, so there are some steps to this that are going to be taken, but they're not difficult steps at all. They're really not difficult steps. Come on in.
Who is that?
That's Chris. I have a friend helping me because my garage door opener isn't working, so he's now going to be introduced. Chris, where are you? You see, the deal is, if you interrupt the videotaping, you have to be in the video. So, I'm just letting you know. All right, this is Chris. Chris, say hi to everybody.
Hello.
You're going to be on YouTube.
Okay.
You're going to be on the channel where we're making apple butter. Now, I said when anybody interrupts the video, hi, hello, they have to be in it. So say something nice to the people.
Oh, well, hello, and I hope everybody's having a good one and staying healthy.
That's a good thing. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
He's fixing my garage door. That's so exciting. And he fixed my microwave already, which is like amazing. So anyway, what we will do here is let this cook, come back in 2 hours, remove the top, let it continue to cook for another 5 hours. Then I will take an emulsifier. If you don't have that, just throw it in a blender, blend it up, put it back in, and it cooks another 3 hours. And then we put it through a sieve and you have apple butter. Easy, breezy, simple. So I will see you at the next stage. Thank you. Well, it has been 10 hours and it has been an amazing place to be in my house during those hours, because the fragrance of this going through my house for the last several hours has been absolutely amazing. So it is done. It's done. So I want you to take a look to see what it looks like at this stage. If you can see that, it is just fantastic. Now then, typically you would put this through a sieve, except that the apple's completely disintegrated. It's all flavor in there. The peels have disintegrated. There's really no reason to put this through a sieve. But if you haven't cooked yours long enough and there's chunks of apple in there, you might enjoy them that way. But if you like it traditional to where it's absolutely smooth, then you would just put it through a strainer. That's all you have to do. Now, the famous taste test. What it's always about. I'm going to put a little bit of butter on here because silly, but apple butter has no butter in it. None whatsoever. All right. Then we're going to take it right out of the dish and just spoon it on. Just like that. I asked a girlfriend of mine who was over one time, and I was making this, and I asked her if she liked apple butter, and she said, and I was just starting to can it, so I had a few jars out, and I said, do you like apple butter? And she said, apple butter. No, I don't think so. She said, I've been married for 20 years, I've shopped for 20 years, never bought apple butter, don't think I like it. I said, oh, well, just try this. So I gave it to her. She took a bite. She said, oh, that's not apple butter. That's apple pie on a piece of bread. And I'm taking this jar with me. That's how good it is. So here you go. Oh, my God. Super, super, super good. Super good. Apple pie on bread. Now, as I said at the beginning, I know that you can do it in a crock pot. I know that you can do it fast. Some things in life shouldn't be done fast. They should be done slow and just savor all the excellence that's going to come from this. So, subscribe, come back. I love it when you're with me. Thumbs up if you like this. Please tell me how you're using it. It would be great over ice cream. It would be great, just over anything. Anything. So, with that, I'm going to say goodbye, get the ingredients from below, and we're right into Thanksgiving, so have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family. Bye.